All right. Happy New Year. Wait a minute. I don't have my New Year's Eve hat on. Here we go. Happy New Year, everybody. Thank the good Lord that the Knicks ended this year with a win. I did not want to come on here and talk about a loss. I did not want to come on here and talk about 6 straight losses. Yeah, it's been a rough couple of weeks. Week and a half, whatever you want to say, here in Knicks land. It's amazing how quickly things could change. The NBA season, I guess, like any sports season, is a funny beast. Highest of highs, lowest of lows, but here we are. After 37 games, nearly at the midway point of the season, 4 games away from the midway point of the season, and the Knicks end the year with a win to go up over 500 by one game. But they're over 500. I think the analysis of this game tonight is pretty simple. The Knicks did exactly what they needed to do against a young, inexperienced team, and that is use their overexuberance against them on both ends of the court. They did so on the offensive end by drawing fouls, and they did so on the defensive end by forcing turnovers and then scoring off of those turnovers. That was the difference in the game. The Knicks basically gave you a textbook example of how to win a game when you shoot, I think, 36 or 37% from the field and not make a whole lot better or not shoot a whole lot better from the three-point line. But they did enough. They did enough to win. And they did enough to win, I would say, with contributions from the guys that we probably figured they were going to give big contributions tonight. And that is, of course, Julius Randle and Emmanuel Quickley, with a hat tip to Mitchell Robinson. And I guess I'll start with Mitch because Mitch, as you guys probably know, I was not here after the Spurs game. It was actually the first game I've taken some post games off, but it was the first game all season that I was not glued to the TV. We were hosting some dear friends of ours, the Ballones, came down from up in Connecticut. And I was kind of watching in and out, and I did watch the last 5-6 minutes of the game. And I watched enough to know that Mitchell Robinson was not his best self, shall we say, against the San Antonio Spurs, as evidenced by the fact that they scored approximately 8,000 points in the paint. That's also, an issue with the Knicks playing a lot of smallish defenders right now, good defenders, but smallish defenders. No RJ Barrett, obviously, but Mitch was not really anywhere to be seen. Well, he was certainly there to be seen tonight. And I thought his presence was massive. The final numbers on him, I don't think were maybe necessarily indicative of how impactful he was in this game, but you felt him. I think you felt his presence out there. He ended up with 6 points, 12 rebounds. Half of those were on the offensive glass, 3 blocks, 3 steals. So maybe the numbers did kind of back up his performance and how impactful he was. But the real stars of the game, Julius Randle, Emmanuel Quickley, 27 points. Julius Randle, 35 points. Randle, I'm going to start with him. As I have become fond of saying, nobody killed Randle in front of a microphone, at least. Nobody killed Randle more than me for much of the last year. And there's a lot of comeuppance. I know he's never going to be the defensive player that we love here in New York. I know even his style on offense is not necessarily going to always be what we love. But on a night like tonight, when you just you got to find offense somewhere with no Brunson and no Barrett, it's nights like this where you realize how skilled and how special of an offensive player he can be. Is it always pretty? No. He certainly missed a lot of shots. He took 20. He was 9 for 20. But the big thing, got to the line 16 times, made 12. So great job by Julius Randle. I don't really have much more I could say about Julius Randle other than the ultimate praise, which is that we have now gone from, oh boy, I wonder if Julius Randle could work his way into the All-Star conversation, to Julius Randle needs to be in the All-Star conversation. I'm not going to say he needs to be on the team. I'm not going to say that yet. Needs to be in the conversation and needs to be prominently featured in that conversation. And yes, I remember his first, whatever it was, 20, 25 games of defense. Still needs to be in there. He's been that important, that impactful offensively. So kudos to him. Emmanuel quickly. I wrote several pieces when the rumors started coming out about the possibility that the Knicks were looking to maybe trade him, see what they could get, yada, yada, yada. You can't trade this player. Not because he was untradeable or not because it wouldn't even make potentially basketball sense for an organization in a place that the Knicks are in right now. But it's just, you just can't trade this player. If you're the Knicks and you got him at 25 and he's shown you what he's shown you, and you always kind of felt like, man, everything's there. Everything's there that you want it to be, except the consistency on offense. And like, even tonight, he goes 9 for 25 from the field. Not great. 4-13 from 3. Not great. You only got to the line 6 times. Okay. 27 points, 7 assists, 5 rebounds. Ties with Julius Randle for plus 25, highest of the game. There's a really impactful player in Emmanuel quickly. This is now over the last 7 games. He is averaging over 20 points. I know the efficiency isn't great. I'm not giving him a pass for that. But he helps you win games when he's on the floor, and the numbers bear that out. Defensively, getting in passing lanes tonight, taking advantage of what he knew the Rockets were going to do, kicking the ball all over the court. So yeah, great job by Emmanuel quickly. And I would be remiss if I did not give a shout out. I know it was a quiet 19 points, but it was still 19 points. 3 of 8 from deep, 8 of 15 from the field overall, and that's the hometown kid, Quentin Grimes. Grimes, 36 minutes, quickly 40 minutes, Randle, 39 minutes. Big numbers. Necessary numbers. Some other nice efforts, too. Fournier looked good he for the second straight game in his return to the rotation. Good, solid minutes. I thought Derrick Rose was okay. Sims had a couple of moments. Yeah, I mean, it's good stuff. It's good stuff right now tonight. For a team that, look, without RJ Barrett and Jalen Brunson, I'm not going to make a huge deal over tonight, just like I wouldn't have made a huge deal over the Spurs game. When a team is missing 2 of its 3 best players, what can you do? You try to fight. You try to claw. You try to get wins where you can. You try to get wins any way you can. And the way they got the win tonight was they held the Houston Rockets to their lowest point total of the season after a first quarter when it looked like real serious time. Give the Knicks credit. They held it together. Rockets made it easy for them at some points. Again, kicking the ball over the floor. But, like, you do have to force the issue if you're the other team on the floor. Rockets have had some quality wins this year. They've had some quality wins at home this year. There was a stretch where they were actually playing respectable basketball for about 3 weeks. And the Knicks went into Houston and they closed out a road trip with a win that they absolutely needed to have. Give credit where credit's due. And it's nice to be above 500. Nice to end the year on a win. And on that note, I will just say, before we get into any comments, very thankful. Year 2022 is about to end. It's been great doing these post games. I know it's been a tumultuous year, but these post games are very important to me. To get up here and be able to talk about this team and rationalize and, I don't know, live therapy in front of everybody. It is what it is. So thank you as we end this year to everybody who has watched at any point in time over the year or listened the next day for that matter. On that note, here we go. Download, you know what it is, the WynnBet app, or visit www.wynnbet.com to start winning. Sign up today to receive a special offer. Bet $100, win $100. Download, bet, win. We love you, WynnBet. Thank you, as always, for your wonderful sponsorship. Let us get to the Super Chats. First up, Will Oliver, a win. Happy New Year. Thanks for everything, KFS. Thank you, Will. Appreciate you always chiming in here in the Super Chats. And yes, a win is a win is a win. Much appreciated, my friend. Next up, Kevin Danishevsky. What's going on, Kev? Hope you're having a happy New Year so far. Solid game for Quentin Grimes. Julius Randle's all-star campaign should be loud by now. I was not nice to him all last year, but my apology is louder than my disrespect. Mac's favorite line. Yes, as my daughter is ready to start her New Year's Eve party, she's going to be guest starring periodically, I think, on this post game.
Happy New Year.
Thank you for saying Happy New Year to everybody. Thanks, Kevin. Yeah, I can't sit here and be like Julius Randle is absolutely going to make the All-Star team. I can't even sit here and say that he absolutely deserves to make the All-Star team. I can say that it's a real case, and he is deserving of having his stats like really with a fine-tooth comb put up against the other guys who maybe had a advantage going into the last month, but this month has put him right on the map. Put him right on the map. So thanks, Kev. Hamdy M, much needed win, no more, no less. Well said, sir. Or ma'am. I don't know. Hamdy. That could go either way. Yeah. Happy New Year, KFS. You guys do an amazing job. Thank you, Hamdy. Hashtag JB, come back, please. Yeah, I mean, maybe they just wanted to give him the road trip. I mean, he was working out before the last couple games. They need him. They need him, and they need RJ. You know, I haven't always been the biggest RJ fan. They need RJ Barrett. This team needs RJ Barrett. They need his size. They need his presence on the court. And shout out to Tom Piccolo, who wrote a great piece. I've mentioned it several times before this season for the Knicks Film School newsletter, talking about just what it means to have a guy that just relentlessly downhill, pressure on the defense. Doesn't always go in as much as we'd like. My daughter's making funny faces. But they need that, and you see how much they need RJ and what he brings with how they struggle offensively at times with kind of a depleted roster. So there you go. Thanks, Andy. Sekou, what's going on, Sekou? How you doing? You gotta be quiet if you're gonna be here. Gotta lay down the law here for these kids. Good Lord, we needed this win. It was fun seeing them pummel an inferior opponent into submission. That's their identity. Guys get back healthy, and we are poised for another push. Happy New Year to the KFS family. Happy New Year to you, Sekou. Yeah, I mean, yes, Houston was an inferior opponent. The reason I hesitate for a second on that is like, is there any inferior opponent in the NBA right now with the roster the Knicks are trotting out there? Again, they're missing two of their three most important players. They are relying on a starting, I'll call him a starting shooting guard because Deuce is really the starting shooting guard who I mean, doesn't really shoot it. Can't really do much on offense. I mean, he had a couple of drives that were summarily swatted away at the rim. And I don't want to hate on Deuce, but like, it's really tough to score points when you have that guy as your starting shooting guard. And when, kind of the double big lineup, that's kind of not getting old, but like you're limited with what you could do there. It's just tough. You don't have a ton of creation on the roster. So like, I'm not sure I feel comfortable saying that any opponent is inferior. That said, a lot of times in the NBA, when you have the best player on the court, you win. And the Knicks certainly had the best player on the court tonight. And arguably, I would say, not arguably, no, they had the two best players on the court tonight. So in that respect, Houston was an inferior opponent for sure. David Crockett, what's going on, David? Happy New Year, KFS peeps. One love right back to you, David. Really appreciate your friendship over these years. And cheers to you, my friend. Also, cheers to One Bev, tonight's wine of the night. Tokoika Estate. It's a Sauv Blanc. Very, very lovely white that I'm going to use to ring in the new year. But cheers to you, David. Cheers to everybody out there. Next up in the super chat, Alex, what's going on? Requiem Gaming. Happy New Year from the land of enchantment. Knicks' first time entering a new year above 500 since, my goodness gracious, 2012-13. So it has been a decade. It has been a decade since we entered the new year above 500. Is that possible with this glorious franchise over the last 20 years? No, I don't believe it, Alex. I'm kidding, of course. Hoping for good health in 2023 for the Knicks and for all of us. RJ is much better than Jalen Green. I would agree after tonight. That certainly looks like it's a fair bet. Don't trade Obi. Yeah, I didn't comment. I didn't comment on the Obi Toppin rumor that made the rounds on Twitter today. I don't really want to comment on it. because teams talk, and like if the Pacers and Knicks talked about Obi Toppin, that I'm not sure that's news. That said, I've always been under the impression that the Knicks value Obi Toppin and they don't want to give him away, and to trade him when he's theoretically at his lowest point in value because he's injured would seem to me to be odd. Maybe it was the Pacers kicking the tires to see if the Knicks wanted to, with Julius playing so well, like, hey, we'll give you something. I don't know. I don't know anything about it. But I don't really, for that reason, I don't really want to comment on it other than like, don't sell low on your intriguing players. Thank you, Alex. Appreciate it. Darth Dream, what's going on, Darth? Bumbo Clat, bringing back the old times. Happy New Year, Mac. Thanks for your work and consistency. I haven't been that consistent recently. I took off Christmas and took off 2 days ago, but I do appreciate the sentiments. Thank you. My wife, as I'm sure you could tell, is thrilled that I'm sitting here talking in front of my computer screen on New Year's Eve rather than doing literally anything else. But yeah, I do it out of love for all y'all. Knicks fans are masochists, and you weave the web of our pain masterfully. I try. Shout out Andrew, Benji, Jeremy, and the crew. Go Knicks. Really appreciate that, man. Thank you. That does mean a lot. It does, especially tonight. Promise you. JG, Happy New Year, KFS and all. Keep IQ, trade Cam, Evan, and Rose. Trust me, they've been trying to trade all those guys since the summertime. Easier said than done. As far as Emmanuel quickly, Fred talked about this when I had him on the pod. What was it? My God, was that this week? It feels like a million years ago that I had Fred Katz on the podcast. It was like literally 4 days ago. And Fred made the point of like, I'm really curious after the Knicks had conversations about quickly earlier in the year, where they are at with him now, because he's just become invaluable to this team. And like, he's become even more valuable with RJ and Brunson out, but like I don't even think they needed this to know how invaluable he was. If anything, it becomes more interesting of late because other teams watching this, I wonder what they're thinking. I wonder what they're thinking about. Hey, wow, what if this guy, like, if we didn't really necessarily need him to run point, but he was like a quasi point guard. Like, is he a souped up version of like Pat Beverly? Prime Pat Beverly? I don't know. Maybe. Keep manual quickly. Chris Burks, what's going on, Chris? Every time I don't watch the Knicks, they win. Should I stop watching? I'm a fan after all. Happy New Year. It's the most. I've thought about that question before. If like the team you're a fan of always won when you didn't watch them, like, would you stop watching? Well, like, what's the point of being? I don't know. Like, would you still be a fan if you never watched them? For what it's worth, if I knew the Knicks were going to win a championship, if I stopped watching them, I would stop watching them. But that's my answer. Thanks, Chris. Jessica, what's going on, Jess? Happy New Year. I hope the entire KFS crew has a great new year. You are part of the KFS crew, so happy New Year to all of us. The 5 losses were rough, but these kids in Randall have played hard. I took a ton of positives from all the games. They really earned this win. Let's go Knicks 2023. Yeah, I was sitting here, like, as the final buzzer neared, kind of reflecting on, like, man, the vibes were so bad after they were so good. And I sat there and I thought about it. I'm like, okay, you lost a tough game to a Toronto team that was desperate as all hell and played desperate as all hell. And they had a guy who was playing like a top 10 player in that game in Pascal Siakam. Okay, lost that game. Lost the Bulls game on an unconscionable freak last minute in terms of those free throws. Okay, you lost the Christmas Day game when you played really head to head, like tit for tat, shot for shot, with a team that it has been playing as well as any team in the NBA, with 2 guys who were playing at the peak of their powers, including one that's playing like an MVP. All right, that's 3. 4, the game that shall not be discussed. And then 5, the San Antonio game. And again, the San Antonio game, really bad matchup given San Antonio's size. And the Knicks didn't have their guys. And there was definitely a little bit of a hangover effect coming off the Dallas game. I think that was undeniable. And now tonight, they got this win and they beat a team on the road by 20. That came out firing, by the way, and that had the Knicks a little bit on the ropes. I mean, I think weren't the Knicks down by 14 in the first quarter, 12 or 14, something like that. It was a lot. So, like, perspective, I think, is called for here. Thank you, Jessica.
And we're done.
That's it?
Yeah, we have to get to 30 minutes though. So let's vamp for 10 minutes. Kevin to the rescue.
All right. I didn't know. I was kind of going through them a little quick because I wasn't sure how.
Listen, it's a blowout win against one of the worst teams of the NBA.
And people have lives on New Year's Eve?
Right. It's also New Year's Eve. So this could be one of our shorter ones. You just got to get to 30 minutes. But Kevin Danishevsky with a contribution. And then another one just came in. Holy cow.
Evan Fournier, such a pro, should probably start over Deuce. I'll get back to that in a second. I love Obi, but we need a wing. If we could get a wing in the draft, I take it. Mitch bounced back second half. Huge Mitch game again. The Obi thing, I really do want to table the trade Obi conversation for the time being. See what he is when he comes back. This team has had some really, 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 really big moments with Obi Toppin on the floor and courtesy of Obi Toppin over the course of the time that he has been here. I understand, and I saw a bunch of the tweets, including a few from our own KFS family, basically being like, because the rumor has him with Indiana, basically being like, I hope Indiana gets him. You know, they'd use him better, and they have a point guard who could exploit him, and they have a stretch five. It would be a perfect situation. And thinking about that and going through that thought process makes me want to keep Obi Toppin even more. And that may be mean and cruel of me, but it's not like we don't know that there's a version of this guy that could really unlock an offense when he's let loose, and that we've just never seen it here. I'm not ready to give up on that possibility. And he's not going to be a restricted free agent quite yet. Still got another year and a half to go. So as far as Evan Fournier, yes, he is a pro. Should he start over Deuce? No. I know that sounds insane because Deuce can't hit a basket right now, but they went all in on this defensive identity, and I kind of like keeping the pecking order the way it is. If Fournier has it going, you play him more minutes. I can't believe I'm sitting here and having this conversation, but for where this organization is at right now, even though Deuce can't hit a shot, play Deuce. Give him the minutes. That's what I say. Whoa!
Yeah.
You knew this was coming.
Yes.
CT Pittman wanted to drop a little something to say thank you for the content this year. Happy New Year to you and the KFS team. CT,
God bless you, man. Seriously, thank you.
You were the very first MVP of these super chats. Who was the first? We did a whole NBA MVP conversation on Patreon earlier today. Who was the first NBA MVP?
The first ever NBA MVP?
Yeah.
I'll look it up. Can I take it? Sure, take a guess. I will look it up though.
I'm gonna say, was it one of? Did they have the MVP all the way back to the beginning?
The 1955-56 was the first MVP.
Was it Pettit?
Bob Pettit.
Okay, there we go. Anyway, so CT Pittman, I don't know if you want the Bob Pettit comp. Great basketball player, but in any case, you are the original MVP of these post games. I can't thank you enough always for your generosity. Truly, we're a family because of people like you.
Yeah.
So yeah, these things leave me speechless. I just genuinely don't know what to say.
Thank you, CT. You are one of many who just kill us with your generosity, but we're really thankful for this community in more ways than one. And your appreciation, and obviously, geez, how you just showed it is very appreciated. That goes across the board with everybody.
Seriously. Hush, what's going on, Hush? I really, really do not like this Obi trade talk. Here we go. I swear if Leon trades him. Well, if the Knicks trade him, it's not going to be because Leon wants to. He's the guy that wanted to draft Obi Toppin. Him and Wes. Also, Deuce's jump shot. Yeah, I said last post game needs a new one ASAP. Yeah, it's a work in progress. And look, given he struggled shooting when he wasn't in the rotation. He got into the rotation. The shot picked up. He's going through another fallow period now. It makes life difficult if you're the Knicks. You don't pull the plug. Good organizations don't do that. If you got a guy who has real NBA skill and there's a reasonable path for him to get into your rotation and play minutes. Right now, there is a reasonable path for Deuce McBride to be in the rotation and play real meaningful minutes. For where they're at, you give him that time. Give him that time. Let him work out his issues. I have no issue with it, and I'm not Mr. Play the Kids, as you guys know full well by now. So yeah. Wilt 128? Is there an I?
Will T.
Will T. There, let's go with Will T.
Yeah.
Wait for us to get healthy. Happy New York, KFS.
Happy New Year.
Wow.
He said happy NY, which for us will always be New York, but it's happy New Year.
It's happy New Year. If you're me, it's happy New York. Anyway, Will I is. Yes, you are. You are Will.
Will I is.
I do want to say, and I kind of implied this at the beginning of the show, but I'll since we need to vamp for a few minutes anyway. It's gonna probably be an unpopular opinion.
Uh-oh.
I think the organization deserves credit for where they're at right now. To be 19-18, yes, we could have all the conversations about the quality wins they haven't gotten and the wins they should have gotten that they did get. And, how impressive is that really? They've won more games than they've lost. And they've done so facing real challenges and a couple of real crisis moments. Including what would have been tonight if they had lost. If they had lost this game and gotten into the new year, 6 straight losses, man, you want to talk about vultures circling again, they would have been there. But they have really stumbled on a play style that works for them, personnel that works for them. They're an appealing team to watch when they're fully healthy, for sure. And there's a very clear MO at this point with how they play and how they want to go about their business and, the types of players that they want, and all of that is a path to mediocrity this year. And you kind of have to accept that if you're going to enjoy it. I've accepted it because I do want to enjoy it. And that's just my decision with the full knowledge that the more important questions will be coming as they always do in the offseason. So, yeah.
Well said. I would very much like to see what, at least to the All-Star break, what this roster, this new rotation with healthy RJ, healthy Brunson, what that looks like. And basically the rotation they went to after the December 4th game against when they went to the rotation with the Cavs.
Yeah.
And Claudio Kerr still isn't dead. They just have to go
12-0?
11-0 now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Easy. Yeah, I mean, and the fight for the 6th seed is real.
Yes.
Juan Bago, what's going on, Juan? Happy New Year, John and Andrew. Thank you for keeping me sane. It's the least we could do. We keep ourselves sane in the process.
He threw another one up there.
Oops, another $9.99 for misspelling your name, John.
Do you get that a lot?
John.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I don't care though.
Okay.
Again, I've said this in the past. I have students that have called me Mr. Mac and Cheese. I have no pride.
Yes.
When you're a 30 whatever year old guy who failed as an attorney and became a New York City public school teacher and is the parent of 2 kids who run your life and all of these things, you can't have any pride. Look at this. How could you have any pride with this?
Scarlet Ray knows you got one on your hands, John.
Oh, she
knows where the camera is at all times.
She does know where the camera is. And she, speaking of cameras, she just got, hold on, I'll show off. So she just got, Santa brought her a Polaroid, which she has been taking pictures of here. I don't know if you guys can see this. So this is the
Hey,
one that we took, or
that's
she
cute.
took of us. Yes. So yeah, we've been taking Polaroid shots all night.
There
You
you
want to
go.
show? I don't know if mommy wants hers on camera.
Oh.
There you go.
Not-
Anyway, Sekou
well.
with another one. New Year's resolution. I will not let myself get too high or too low with this team. Thibs is not flexible, so this will be a roller coaster 500 season. Of course, we couldn't end the new year without a Thibs comment. Listen,
It's not wrong, but they're 500. Like,
they're a mediocre team.
they're probably should be about a 500 team.
This is,
everybody loves the Jazz and everything they've accomplished. They have the same record of the Knicks.
yeah. This is what a mediocre team looks like. This is what a mediocre team sounds like, smells like, walks like, talks like. It is what it is. If you think Thibs is holding them back from being, whatever.
I don't think that's what he's saying though. It's the like we're finally seeing quickly with an opportunity, and it took 2 injuries.
Well,
which
I mean,
like it might still end up at 500, but at least you would get to watch.
I think look,
certain players get to explore their ceilings more.
The quickly thing is a perpetually fascinating conversation to me, because certainly last year and even this year, you could argue that there is a bigger role that he is deserving of.
Mm-hmm.
And we've talked about the reasons why he does not have that bigger role. Is it 90% Thibs? Is it 50% Thibs? Is it 15% Thibs? Or is it somewhere, whatever?
Yeah.
It's an interesting question, and it's a valid question. But other than the quickly thing, not playing as many minutes as a lot of Knicks fans would like.
How about the Obi thing?
That's, again, you have a guy in front of Obi Toppin who's maybe should be an all-star.
Right? No, I agree. I'm just saying, like, that was a thing last year too. They also
was a thing last year.
You can also play them together, but
you can. But like, I know a lot. The whole like, oh, Thibs needs his rim protection. That was poo-pooed earlier in the year. Well, go look at the defensive rankings since they changed the starting lineup. Like,
and that's why any pushback I give to like Thibs. To anything you're saying, like the numbers do back up. Like they are better since December 4th. You can go back even further. Basically, the further we get away from Fournier being taken out of the rotation completely,
the Thibs conversation there's
an aesthetic I understand that people would rather see, which is why I'm empathetic to the conversation.
But it's the same conversation to me that has existed since the day the man was hired, which is that is an organizational directional question more than it is like, is this coach a competent coach question for me. That's just me. Thanks, Sekou. Appreciate it. Hushu with one more. Pairing Halliburton with Obi. If there's one person who can unlock Obi, it's definitely Hallie. I think there's more point guards than just Halliburton that could unlock Obi, but he's definitely one of them. Mm-hmm. Trading Obi will seriously bite us. Just trade 30 in the offseason. What happens with Randall from here on in? It's been the elephant in the room for a long time now. It's not changing. And another one from Hush. Happy New Year to Knicks fans and KFS. We appreciate you. You always come through with the super chats. Appreciate you very much. Happy New Year to you as well.
Yes, shout out.
Janky AF. Hanky Nanky Yankee from Janky. Thanks, KFS. Go Knicks.
Love it.
Love it.
Two more.
David Crockett. Non-Knicks NBA question. Who is even tanking now? The fact that who has single digit wins? Detroit and Charlotte?
Detroit does. I thought Charlotte is 10.
Oh, do they? Okay.
Yeah, Charlotte is 10.
That's wild, because I think before the season there would have been a lot of people that would predict there would be a handful of teams that would maybe not be close to double digit wins by New Year's Eve.
Just you wait.
I know.
Where January's coming.
No, I know. I mean, look, teams are going to go out there. They're going to play their young guys. I don't want to get into the whole thing. Like the Rockets are certainly tanking the style of ball they play.
Yeah, I will say the last 2 games really, really showed the difference between a young, still learning on the job coach in Silas, which, like, no disrespect to him, that's just what he is, and then a tanking team that's coached by Greg Popovich.
I can tell you, I was damn impressed by the Spurs.
I was too. They did have a lot of like shit thrown at the rim that went in, but they were also. That's a well-coached young team that's on the rise.
Yeah, they took advantage of the Knicks' small perimeter size, and the Knicks center didn't really show up to play that night.
Well, could argue none of them did that night, but it's also like when you're playing the game you did against. This is what I said in my post game. Like when you're playing the game you did, when you have the game that happened against the
Dallas, I know.
Mavericks, then you couple it with like 2 options on offense. You know, those games happen. I'm shocked by the next super chat. You ready?
Busy. McBride skating on thin ice with me. Too many missing wide open stuff. Also saw a new play tonight. Saw one in San Antonio. Credit to Thibs. Hopefully it does this. He does it a lot more. Someone checked Busy's house.
I was gonna say someone's tapped into the champagne already. So someone's not the person I'm used to. Busy. I am stunned. Happy New Year to you and yours, Busy.
Happy New Year, Busy. We appreciate it.
One of the highlights of this week was in like a shit next week was getting to
know Busy a little bit.
Getting to know Busy, getting to hang out with him on Wednesday. That was really cool. So
shout out to all of our patrons also.
Jeez, these super chats.
What now?
Oh my man. People, you guys are great.
Say thank you, Seth. Thank you. SB Gorilla. Man. Damien here. What's going on, Damien? It's been a rough first half. Let's hope for the new year we finish 9 games over. I really do appreciate what you guys do. Happy New Year. Again, this is another one. SB, you've been Damien, now that I know your actual name. You've been here since we started really doing these things on YouTube. I can't thank you enough. I wish you nothing but the best in the year ahead. 9 games over, so that would mean, Andrew, quick math. They have how many games remaining in the schedule? 45?
Yes, they've played 37, yes.
So to go 9 games over in a 45-game slate would mean going. Is that 20? Does 27 and 18 sound right?
Sounds right.
27 and 18.
Whew. Well, they're going to go 30 and 15, so.
27 and 18. I'll say this. Saying the words out loud, 27 and 18, the first thought that came to my mind was like, oh, yeah, that's not going to happen.
It's 46 wins.
Not insane. Right? That was your preseason number.
Mine was 45. Yeah, 45 was my
45, and
number.
then you were like up in it around 46.
Yeah, I thought they could get to it, like around there.
The next, from now until the trade deadline, I think will be very telling, and then based on that, what they do at the trade deadline will be very telling because they will. I believe they will have a move that could make them, that could solidify them perhaps as, I don't want to say solidify them as a 6 seed because that would mean I'm out on the Heat. And as you know, I can't quit. You
just can't quit this very mediocre basketball team.
Quit hashtag Heat culture.
Mm-hmm.
Pat Riley to the death.
Mm-hmm. Which may be soon.
Hush.
I'm talking about his team, not himself. He is also like in his 70s.
We're not ending the new year on that morbid of a note.
We are not.
We've gone off the rails from SB Gorilla's comment. But I do think they have a trade in them to solidify, like at the very least, they're like the 7 seed. You know, will they make that trade? Do they need to make that trade? These are different questions. Forgotten NYC, what's going on? Did you see the Pacers Obi rumor? Hope he doesn't go. Yes, we saw it. Yes, I talked about it. No, I don't really have anything substantive to say other than I hope we don't trade Obi Toppin.
Yes, I also hope he doesn't go. Thank you, Forgotten NYC. It was all, like we met you at the you were at one of the, obviously you've been doing the town halls, but we met you at the Jeremy Lin event for HBO. So shout out to Forgotten NYC as well. It was great to put a name to the face as well. A name and a face to the YouTube
super
name.
chatter.
Exactly. Next up,
Ray. What's going on, Ray? John, that's a beautiful co-host, and I don't mean Andrew, striking as he is. Happy New Year to all Knicks fans. She is beautiful. Do you think you're beautiful, Zess?
Aw.
She is.
I'll tell the listeners. So I have a group chat with John and Oz and Yash. So basically with John and his law school buddies, and they post videos of their kids all the time. And any like, oh, I want kids, or I like I get a kid's fix every time they do that, and I get to go like, to sleep whenever I want to.
Good for you.
Yes.
This is going to be the latest she's ever
I get
stayed
my
up.
kid fix. There you go. Has she never stayed up till midnight?
She's never stayed up past 11 o'clock. We were talking about this
gosh.
earlier today. I think the latest. What did mommy say? The latest she ever stayed up was what? 10:30. Yeah. So we're getting close.
Wow.
We're getting close. So we're gonna try to sneak in a movie now. I think my wife went to sleep. I don't know.
Oh, Happy New Year. There you go. I have 2 more. It looks like. Excuse me, 3 more. It looks like now.
Okay.
It's for me. For at NYC. GMAC. What's your mood heading into tomorrow? Cautiously optimistic. Everything went right for the Jets. Because you talk about the Jets, I should say, because that's the last word in the super chat. Cautiously optimistic. The Seahawks are decimated by injuries. The Jets should win, and Vegas agrees. Bad things have happened to me when I've gotten confident about the football team I root for. I mean, bad things have happened when I've gotten confident about the teams that I root for. So,
that again.
I personally am just glad everything broke right for them. I would very much like for the Patriots to lose at 1:00 so I can watch the game at 4 with the knowledge that the Jets now control their own destiny.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Wins. But again, it's cautiously optimistic.
Very good.
I
like that. Mark, thank you, Mark. Cheers, fellas. Personally, 22 was my toughest year yet, but thankfully I had you guys to help me through it. Grateful for the personal well wishes you didn't have to send, but did. Greatest content, but even greater people. Mark, we know this is Mark, right?
Yes, Mark R.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mark, you're a good dude, and I'm someone that I don't know. As I've gotten older, the last few years, definitely my faith in humanity is not what it once was when I was a young whippersnapper, young idealistic sort. And this community, in a lot of ways, has brought me back from the ledge in that respect. And meeting someone like you, and just knowing that there's just really very good and decent human beings out there who want what's best for other people and like are worth rooting for. Yeah, it's cool. So I'm glad we helped you out. That's all I'll say.
Yeah, cosign. We know what you've been through, and it's been cool getting to walk through this with you as well. So Happy New Year to you and the fam as well, Mark.
And the fam.
There you go.
Paul, what's going on, Paul? Paul Burgess, towering heights and subterranean lows, and we revert to average. Thanks for making the ride fun. Time to revisit Randall and value trades. Yeah, I think we're probably due for something along those lines. I believe me and Jeremy may be discussing some trade stuff tomorrow.
Wait, what? I was not told it. Yes, of course. Yes, we are the 4 words: cap or no cap.
And I will. I'll get you. An updated Randall trade centric newsletter at some point in the next couple of weeks for anybody interested.
Also, Mark, got happy New Year, and on the show, congratulations. They just had a baby like a week and a half ago.
Oh yeah, congrats.
That's right. Congrats. Happy belated, but also happy on YouTube. Congratulations to you and the fam. All right, now it looks like the last one.
Okay, Josso focused. Happy New Year, not New York, guys. Thank you. Just looked at the upcoming schedule. Definitely 27 wins in there. We'll talk RJ next year. I'll end on this high note. I think
there's one more. Don't worry, it's not ending yet.
Well, let's get to the next one.
Next one. Okay, yet another.
Soggy Buns.
Jeez.
I love
Soggy Buns. Yes, that is a name.
Soggy Bun 65. Thank you for the generous contribution, Soggy. Hi, guys. Figured I'd send my first super chat to show some love and wish you a happy new year. Thanks for all of the content. It makes the rough times easier to handle and the good times even better. I feel like a lot of people have had this sentiment, and thank you for the contribution and comment, Soggy, because like my biggest thing this year, my biggest lesson that I learned doing this, at least, I don't know if I would have learned it as a fan, but I definitely learned it doing this because I needed to for self-preservation, is to enjoy the good and to try not to get too down on the bad. And I think there's a line for me, at least, to toe there that's difficult because like you don't want to seem like your glass is too full, right? Then that's just like, you have to be real, right? You can't be disingenuous about issues that are facing your team or this or that. But like, I think there is a happy medium that I've tried very hard to discover over the last year. And this version of this team has helped me discover that, because there is genuinely good stuff happening here. And like, I do believe in this team. That's what I'll end by saying. I do believe in this team. I do believe there is a nice, fun ceiling here that is better than a team that we just wish that everybody just wants to be like, all right, scrap it, start over. This is not worth trying to like operate from. Just scrap it. I don't think that's what's here.
Me neither.
There you go. My God, what is going on?
People are showing their appreciation, and we're speechless as a result. Thank you, Spencer. Go ahead, John. It's for you.
Spencer guys. Thank you, Spencer. You guys are incredible. You guys are great. I love listening to your content when my wife makes me clean and wash the dishes. That's what I listen to my podcast.
There you go.
When I'm doing laundry, folding laundry, washing dishes. What other tasks do I do around here? But those are the two big ones. I do. Yeah, I said I fold the laundry. Yeah, you probably see some other ones. I'm always excited when you guys post something new. You help with the ups and the downs of being a Knicks fan.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. My daughters are saying I find things that mommy doesn't find.
Oh, there you go.
Like if something is lost, like mommy's glasses.
Benoit Blanc over here, little detective.
Her purse. I found her purse. I found lots of things. Spencer, it's incredibly kind of you. I know what it is to have a favorite podcast that's like my comfort food when I just like need to get away and need to feel differently about however I'm feeling. And I just want to like escape the world. And if we provide some escape for you, that is the best. That is literally the best compliment that I personally can get. Thank you. Really.
I think we're done.
Okay. Final reminder, everybody. Download the WynnBet app or visit www.wynnbet.com to start winning. Sign up today to receive a special offer. Bet $100, win $100. Download, bet, win. Really, on behalf of Andrew, on behalf of Jeremy, Benji, Chris, the whole KFS team. You guys are amazing. This community is amazing. It makes what we do never seem like work. Or on days where it is tough, it's like it's the best work. How about that? So thank you. Sass, anything you want to say before we go? As she smacks herself in the forehead.
One more.
Kids are weird. Oh, one more. Just so focused. Wish I could add more zeros to these contributions.
Please.
It's not about that, man. It really isn't. Thank you. Shout out to the other KFS contributors. The team better. This team is better than we here. Andrew, final answer. Yes or no? Is this team going to wind up better than the we here team?
So like better than winning percentage wise, right?
Just better.
Yes, because I think the ceiling will be higher.
I say yes too.
Yeah. So my parents just commented in the chat. We gotta get out of here because your boy's feelings. Okay.
Feelings?
Yeah. Not super chat wise. They just commented in the chat. They're both watching on New Year's Eve. So
all right. Thank you, everybody. You guys are awesome. We'll see you We'll see you. Oh, me and Jeremy got an episode dropping tomorrow midnight, right?
Here's the programming schedule, at least for the next couple days.
Yeah, give it to them.
So John and Jeremy have a week recap, or like the most recent week. They're gonna recap it. That will drop Monday morning at midnight. Because the Knicks play on Monday at 3 p.m., that it's just gonna be the weekly recap that drops. So Sunday night / Monday morning at midnight, and then pre and post game, we will have a show. Then a cap or no cap featuring John and Jeremy on some potential trade targets the Knicks could pursue over the next month will drop Tuesday morning, and that, along with the post game parts, will be available on your podcast feed. So that's the schedule. As Scarlet Ray counts down,
she's counting up. She doesn't. Sash, you have to count down from 10.
Maybe she's counting up to the new year. I don't know.
Now she's counting down by 2s. All right. I have to teach this child about New Year's Eve.
One more.
We got Robert forgot NYC. No Robert Cross. I feel empty. I don't know where Robert is. Wherever you are, Robert. hope you're doing well. We miss you.
Yes. Happy New Year, Robert. Happy New Year, everybody. This job doesn't feel like a job. It is a literal dream, and he hates when I do this, but shout out to John for the role he plays in all of our lives as a KFS team, and shout out to all of you for just making this community fun and keeping us sane as well. So yeah, John, you can sign us out.
Thanks, everybody. Cheers from ours to yours. We love you. Let's go 2023.
Medi New Year.
Giddy
There
up.
you go.